Hi, this is Jason Shadrick with PremierGuitar.com, and we are at the Winter 2012 NAMM show, and we're here with James Brown and Amptweaker to look at his first non-distortion pedal that he's releasing at the show today. So, James, why don't you walk us through the new SwirlPool?
Okay, the SwirlPool was the first non-distortion pedal that we started working with, and I do all these pedals based on consumer ideas on the website, and I got a lot of people asking for tremolos, vibratos, rotary speaker pedals, two-speed things, all this kind of stuff. So I went ahead and started working on this one as the first non-distortion. To start with, the pedal has, I'll just describe the features it has. It has tremolo and two different speed and vibe controls, 1 and 2, that you can select from the other foot switch. And the thing that's unique about this over many other tremolos is that tremolo vibe pedals is that they are synchronized together. So it's not two pedals in one, it's really one thing, and you're controlling the amplitude and the frequency modulation separately. Okay, I'll show you first. Here's the tremolo sound by itself, which is what I was playing. You can make it a jerkier sound, more fendery, or that more sine wave tremolo. Then here is the vibe sound by itself. And the vibe has two different sounds. I've got a button on here called surf, which goes between sort of an amp tone and more of a univibe sort of flavor. So then the cool part, of course, is to be able to blend the two together. So here's just the tremolo again, and here I'm going to bring in the vibrato. And then you also have these two sync switches, which slide the LFOs of the two things, the tremolo and vibrato, apart from each other. And I'm just going to play just one note so you can hear how that changes the way the two work together. This is in phase. That's slid a little bit. And then here's slid out of phase. Okay, and then here's slid even more out of phase with both. Then you take this and you couple it with the ability to have two speeds. Now I'm going to set the other one for a faster speed. Here's the slower speed. There's a switch to adjust the ramp, so you can either have it fast changing, or you can have it switch more in a like a Leslie where it slows. And then the other thing that's really neat on here is you have two loops. All of my pedals have an effects loop on the back, so you can blend other things with it that'll go off and on with the bypass switch. On the bottom there's a switch that selects pre or post, so you can move that loop, the universal loop, either before or after the pedal. Then there's a second loop on the back that's devoted to speed 2. And with that, you can set up anything you want in speed 2. So when you go from 1 to 2, you can get a boost out of it. You can throw a distortion in there, another modulation. Here I borrowed a dark echo from Jack DeVille, and I've got it set up with a little bit of the sway on it. So when you go from the slow, now you go to the fast, you go all the way up to having delay and modulation together. And then when you go back, you get back down to the slow speed without the delay or whatever you have in that loop.
And it's kind of a gradual change. It doesn't just cut it off when you go from one speed to another.
The speed ramps between the two if you have this switch on. Okay. Now the effect immediately goes away. So, because it's just a simple true bypass sort of a loop going on with the delay.
And when will this be available?
We're shooting for end of February to be able to actually be shipping these, and I've got a pre-order button on my website for people that want to buy it direct, or they can start contacting the various dealers that we sell through, and because those guys are already starting to get them on order as well.
And what will be the price on this?
The other pedals are $180 and $200. This one's going to be $300. Will be this basic street price of the pedal.
And you mentioned your website, so can you tell everybody what website they can go to get more information about your pedals?
Sure, it's Amptweaker.com.
All right, James, well, thanks a lot for taking us through your new pedal.
Thank you. Have a good show.
This is Jason Shadrick with PremierGuitar.com.